Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. You know how early and still late? Tuesday the 30th of January. Yes. Well, I want to continue that song. The name of that song is We Can Make It If We Try. And it is important that we open with that song because we're in a mess. But I wanted to invite you to do two things. I want you to settle down, settle in, don't be distracted. I want you to get the adding and the sending and the sharing of the video out of the way now. Share it with everybody you know. I want you, if trolls come to the page, I want you to ignore them, their contribution. If it is obscene or disgusting after the video, it gets deleted. If you give them attention and you talk to them, you take away from the whole presentation. So I want to ask you to dig deep and to ignore the trolls. Don't feed the trolls. I want you to turn off 95.1 and that stupid bullshit stunting they're doing with Louis Hart trying to copy me. That done fail on Sabga News Network. No, Louis getting fired soon. And that was a stunt. Sabga sent Louis Hart to try and do what I do. Turn that crap off. That is not the real thing. Them have 9 people in a studio, 5 camera, 14 producer to do what one man is sitting down and do in front of a computer. Sabga, miss me with that bullshit. Turn that nonsense off. Don't let them send Louis to talk to you about the ball sack. That is not politics. Trinidad in trouble. Nation on fire. Camelot burning. Even collapsing. They sending Louis to tell you about the breast size and the ball sack. Miss me with that bullshit now. The second thing I want you to do is to settle down. Because we need to have a conversation. The name of this video is Olive Oil Politics. And we name it that for a reason. And tonight, we're going to open up the bottle of olive oil. And we're going to, listen, I love olive oil, but I don't want olive oil in the politics. I have a partner named Mark Hanson. He teach me a long time ago. He said, partner, we don't drink when we're walking, and we don't walk when we're drinking. Settle down. Share the video. Let everybody know we're here. That they will never ever put party before country. If ever you feel to surrender, they have one little thing that I want you always remember. Best people in the world is Trinbagonians. Wherever we touch down in the world, we win. This little dot, Trini people, they have nothing like we. We could fix this. We is the best, the best, the best in the world. Trinbagonian people are the best in the world. One check any field of endeavor. Oh my God, the feet's sticking already. One check any field of endeavor and you will see. Let me take off, add in the music. Let me cut down, low down, slow down. Let me focus on talk and see what I do. Yeah? Let me do that. Let me take off anything else that draining the Wi-Fi. Let me give them no excuse to say that is where your bandwidth gone. Olive Oil Politics. I want to tell you this. The name of this video was almost imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. They look around to find something pink skin who could talk. The closest they find is Louis Hart. And Louis Hart could talk shit. He's an excellent shitologist. We know him from a long time. I grew up with Louis. But Louis don't know anything about politics. Louis don't know anything about fixing country. He can't read the papers and tell you what the people in the papers say. But he can't come up with a plan, a program, a policy, or an idea. So the first time you listen to Louis, you'll say, yes, shock jock. But Chini's not into that. If we want Howard Stern, we know where to find Howard Stern. You can't make that twice. What we do here every night at 8 o'clock cannot be imitated. But imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. And last 2 weeks, a man tell me, Peter George Jr. say, that boy Phillip brilliant. All those plans, brilliant, spot on, will fix the country. But he come out too soon. They come out too soon. They should have waited because elections far away. And then the PNM start to implode. The PNM is imploding. I hear in Forest not talking to Rowley. I hearing people cussing one another down in Balize house. How your mother stink and your father nasty. I hearing chair pelting. I hear a Syrian man call and say, watch me, defend we money. So they're in trouble. And they may have to go to elections in June 2018. Today, Keith Rowley won an award. Today, Keith Rowley's government broke a record that has stood for all of our history. Today, Keith Rowley's government broke it. As of now, Keith Rowley's murder count for January 2018 is the highest murder count for any month of any kind in any year in all of the history of Trinidad and Tobago. Take a bow, you stunting jackass. Where you Fazir? Fazir, call him on your show, Fazir, and ask him how you feel, Rowley. I told somebody today, a recession is 2 quarters of negative growth. The PNM is in power 2.5 years. That is 10 quarters of constant negative growth in a world that is booming. The New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, the British Daily Mail, all of them talking about the unprecedented growth in 2017 is about to be eclipsed by 2018's economic global growth. And the only country that is still a complete and unadulterated shithole is Trinidad and Tobago. I want to address a follower named Repsol Mike. Repsol, if that's your name, Repsol Mike keeps telling other people that Phillip is a fantastic person and he'll be a brilliant prime minister, but he needs to stop cussing and talking hard. Repsol Mike, you and anybody like you, a gentleman by the name of Malik, I think that's redundant, naming you the same thing twice, but that's not me, it's your parents. But Malik said today that he loves what I stand for and all that I propose, but he don't like my tone. I want Malik and Repsol Mike to understand I am not running for anything. And we're going to address that tonight too. My first job, my main job is to awake the population. And I am not going to awake the population telling you all reassuring lies. I am going to come to you with the unvarnished truth. And we are going to deal with that. We are going to deal with everything straight up. And those who can't take truth, bury your head in the sand. But don't come and tell me how to tell you what I want to say. The most you could do is turn me off. You can't tell me how to talk, Fred. Now, that don't mean throw a tantrum, run all over Facebook, and tell people Phillip buff me. I'm not buffing you. I'm trying to get you to understand. Because I've said it to you over and over. My first main priority is to wake up the people. I want the people to understand. I want the people clear. I want the people able to critically think and logically deduce. Because this weekend, the 1% rush because the PNM in free fall and Kamla can't find she stockings. So the 1% say we need something more because the PEP could take it. Even though we're not running, we might win. Like the commissioner of police who didn't apply for the job and get it. Imagine if that happened twice. But stick a pin there. Come back to this. The 1% had a meeting in Jack Warner place. I want to see a receipt. Because if Jack Warner give all of that for free, Jack Warner and all your party. And Jack Warner look party and people party for free. Jack Warner involved, but stick up in there too, because some people want to say Jack is the first black Hindu, and Rowley say I jump and follow suit as the first black Syrian. Down toe to toe. Forget that for now. If Jack in your party, and I'm hearing some other names that work under a Syrian 1%er that was involved in the UNC, that was part of his communications team. I'm hearing names because I put out a little feeder this morning. You all ever play 500 Rumi? Let me tell you a trick in 500 Rumi here. When you have 2 cards that make in a hand, and a 3rd card come down on the left, that could make your hand, leave it there. Leave that card right there. That card will bring more cards for you. That is the way to win 500 Rumi. So I put out a post this morning as bait. Well, boy, WhatsApp, private message, inbox, everything blow up. Blow up, boy. If you see information, I get. If you see names, I get. They went to form this party inside Jack Warner Place. Trotters move up to excellence, up to center of excellence. But Peter George Jr., who is supposed to be the interim political leader of an organization they're supposed to be calling PACT, People Against of something, PACT, PSCT. I could find out and tell you because I have it in my WhatsApp. The name of the party is supposed to be PACT. Names like Catherine Stallmeyer White and Mariano Brown. This party have 5 ministers of finance. You think you get word without grease before? They're planning for all your ass. Conrad Enel, Mariano Brown, Vasant Bharat, here the kind of castaways coming together. Spent swimmers trying to swim together and telling you they have a plan. Not one of them do anything of value or substance when they was in office, you know. Everybody when they come out like Stephen Kelly's eat hard for 5 years. Stephen had food stains on his tie in the parliament. Eat. And when he come out, he remember what he went in for. Them is a bunch of that. Look out for Stephen joining pact, making a pact with them. But I want to ask Peter George Jr. to publicly distance himself from his father, Peter George Sr., who said, when they had the olive oil video, when Mario Sadgabud tell the nation he's the local Starbucks, he built 126 stores in 10 years. Never explained to you how he get to build a store a month for 10 years. But somebody came on my Facebook and say, hard work. Then, brother, take freaking win, write a book. Because nobody understands. Because they have plenty people working twice as hard. Can't do what you do. But wherever you sacrifice, wherever altar you burn it on, brother, good sacrifice, good altar. But when Mario Sabga tell, what's the Frenchman named Anthony Bourdain, that the Syrians in Trinidad, them is the most powerful. And he said it like he felt it crawling up the inside of his crotch. We is the most powerful. Now, as a half Syrian, I felt a little touch too. He said it with conviction, boy. We is the most powerful. And then, as if to add insult to injury, Peter George Sr. said into the camera that the purpose of the middle class is to protect the wealthy from the poor. Now, his son is forming a political party. Peter George Jr., do you think that the middle class's job is to protect the rich from the poor? Because if it's so, who you want to vote for you? Or is this a case of, because I know there are businesses in this country that seem to be making their own money. They don't rely on the economy. They don't have to line up in the bank every morning for 200 US and smile and flirt with the manager, hoping to get them getting what they need. Starbucks opening one a week. One a freaking week. Where that money coming from? I mean Coca-Cola. You all know. Every time you drink a Cokes, you're sending money outside. US. Your family can't get money. You can't get money. You can't get medicine. You can't get US. You can't buy jeans or be dazzled online because all the US apparently it use up. But those people who opening these businesses, I have a partner who opening here 3 brand a store and you opening a branch every other month, man, then building mall, all kind of thing. I wondering where that foreign currency coming from. And somebody say it like they have their own currency. And maybe what Peter George Jr. is going to do is maybe they have their own vote. And we in the Progressive Empowerment Party are going to write international agencies to come supervise the next election we have in this country. Because the Elections and Boundaries Commission of Trinidad and Tobago cannot be trusted. And the courts said, y'all did wrong, but it didn't affect the outcome of the election. Now, I think you should fire everybody involved in that judgment. It's like saying, the man break in, but he ain't thief nothing, so let him go. I didn't know that that was the measure. I didn't know that was the mark. You break in, but you change your mind, so you leave. The Elections and Boundaries Commission said, all year's night, rain was falling, so they extend 2017 an extra hour. And that was a joke that was floating around Facebook, and I thought it was the funniest thing ever. Because nobody asked the EBC to extend the voting by extra hour. But the EBC turned around and said, well, everybody benefit from it equally. That was not your judgment to make. And that entire election result was supposed to turn over in a properly constituted, properly run nation. But this is not a real country. We play one on TV. But this is not a real country. In a real country, the head of the EBC would have ended up in court. He would have been investigated for misbehavior in public office. They still counting the hanging chads between Al Gore and George W. Bush. They still counting it. Them things still working its way through court in America. Them don't make mistake with the litigation here. But you could do what the hell you like. This is do what the hell you like, land. But I want to come back to that 1% party. The olive oil drizzlers who want to make a pact. Or they want to make a pact with the devil to come and frustrate poor people more. How you could form a political party and not have an ideology or a philosophy or a plan. You don't need that. What you need is a pact. And your pact is, let us join together and plunder and pillage again. Because the 1% and those who's meet in the back rooms, secret handshakes, secret hug up and kiss in your ears and things, them people know that they have an orange revolution. Them people don't understand how one big mouth half-breed Syrian have the whole country turn up and everybody waiting for election, cocked like Mappy P. They want to vote them to hell out. And they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. So they pelt them out. They grab who? You ain't no party now. Come now, man. They're going to call it names. We have names. The PP have no names. We have patriots. We have people who are committed to the redevelopment and the undo and redo of Trinidad and Tobago. We are a real political party. We are accelerating our plans to 2018. We will be publishing 2 years before it is constitutionally due, the election. We will be putting our manifesto in the public space 2 years in advance. 2 years in advance. 6 months before the election, we will publish an accompanying document. The manifesto is called Reboot the Republic. And the accompanying document that will come out to ride with the manifesto is called Undo and Redo. And it's not for you, it's for us. It's internal instructions. How to keep the promises that you made in that manifesto. So you will be able to see metrics, measurables, timelines, deliverables. And you will know that we're supposed to be here by the end of the first year in 2020. Where are we now? And that kind of politics this country has never had. We've never had a government come into power and serve the people. What we've had is the kind of dating where they pull out the chair, open the car door, bring your roses, buy your chocolate, sending you special memes while you're at work, making you giggle and smile till you marry them. Then them are no interest in you. Horn like that, but you done hook and you're there. So what you gonna do? You don't post up the pictures all over Facebook. She said yes. And you do all that stupidness, so now you're trapped. And you're in the thing now. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You can't come and make an ass of yourself. So you're hiding the demand that fool you all over the place, horning your ass all over town. And again, you may not like that as an analogy, but that's what you have gotten as politics religiously. You've gotten that as politics religiously. They find people and say, you know what? You want to get paid to stunt? Look at my brother Rocky Garcia. You know, people still mistake me for Rocky. Rocky joined the COP to fight the PNM. That was Rocky's sole work. That was his drive. He says, sufferation for black people, sufferation. And get what he want from the partnership. Cuss, throw a tantrum, take a bag of money from Rowley and wave a flag in St. James to put the same Rowley in office. How you could trust people like that? How you could trust people like that? Right now, I tell you, right now, I make a call live on air and I could get into either the PNM or the UNC. Right now. Tonight. Every single person that I know in politics sought me out. I didn't seek them out. I know Catherine Stallmeyer wife through a girl named Almira. And when I tell you all these things, it's because I have all my messages saved and all my screenshots. And a girl named Almira that used to be a friend of mine, that Catherine Stallmeyer wife courted me for the Congress of the People. And I don't say that as a boast. Because I know that my involvement in politics is the same as my involvement in charity all of my life. And I can take all the stick and all the talk because my back broad. And I know how to take it and I know how to ignore it. Over to that now. But my role, my father told me when I was small, to whom much is given, much is expected. Every single day, I look at the bullshit that passes for politics in this country and wonder if I am wasting my time. I don't know. I don't know. Justin Phelps. Look at Justin. Liking up himself. Little posing pictures on Facebook. Taking likes from the girls. Liking up himself. Getting state briefs because you're on the inside. You're on the inside track. Sold for sale at every step of the way. I could be that. Liking up myself. Look at where I am. Look at where I am. Taking stick from these same mucking pretenders who want to give me talk. They ain't even worth the toilet paper they used this morning. But they want to give me talk. They are no value to nobody. Their job is to eat, work, eat, consume, make expensive shit and go their way. Because that's what they do. Look back, and when their lives come to an end, people take time to take shit and make sugar, to stand up on the altar and lie before God. Lie before God, you know. I watched them bury a man the other day, and I say, wait, sir, if ever something, if I walk out of the church, because I say, some lightning had to come down here. These people lying on God. Lying on God. When you hear them talk about this man, I say, Gandhi. We buried Gandhi and Martin Luther King in the same coffin. But that is not the man I knew. The man I knew wasn't Gandhi, wasn't Martin Luther King at all. The opposite. But apparently, if you have money in the church, you could lie. You could stunt. You could say shit is sugar in church if you have money. If you're frontline wearing Gucci. And I'm saying all this to you, Trinidad and Tobago, to show you that it is all bullshit. That all of these people are as insecure as you, with all the money and all the crap they eating and all the jet set they jet set, and they're still not happy. And I'm telling you, the marriage is failing, the children drugged out to the eyeballs. Because you cannot live in a country where your national philosophy is who dares win, who vex loss, and be happy. We drive like that. You ever driving down the road on a major road? You see a man coming to the major road. You watching him watching you. And you know in his mind, he never studied this hard in school, but he real good with arithmetic. Because in his mind, he measuring your trajectory, his trajectory, the distance that you have to travel before he come out in front of you in case you might hit him. Because that's how we drive. We drive mathematically. We don't stop. We just take that chance based on instant calculations. Trinidadians don't know, you know. That's physics. They could put the average Trini driver to work in NASA. We could put man on the moon again. But we live like that. We live who dares wins. Everything. And that's why nothing works. That's why nothing works in Trinidad and Tobago. Nothing works in Trinidad and Tobago because people get a job to see how much they could get away with, especially public office holders. And a progressive empowerment party government going to empty them jobs. Because a lot of people go in and get fired. And those who think that they can't get fired, brace, because you might be getting prosecuted for misbehavior in public office. We're not on shit. A lot of you have taken advantage of the public for too long. I'm talking about you low-level licensing office or customs officers or immigration. I'm talking to you, and I'm talking to your boss. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to teachers who are getting salaries to teach children and phoning it in. Children failing and you're selling your same services after class. I talking to doctors who went to school for 10 years to come and teach medicine. And well, you're no shame. Big set of letters after your name. HDQRCMRFRT, and you're teaching friggin' medicine. And you're clocking your card on 3 different departments in the hospital to collect 3 different checks for 1 shift. Stinking dirty. And you can't do the work in the hospital, but you can do it in your private practice. And hey, I ain't nice these days. So those of you who are good and decent, do not defend the Satans and the criminals, please. Don't tell me that you take care of Mother Teresa's septic sores. I accept that. We have a lot of good and decent people. I am not saying everybody stink and dirty, but I am saying we have a lot of stink and dirty people in the public sector, and we have to deal with them. We have to put them out. We have to suspend, investigate, and prosecute them. And we must make sure that a message is sent that the people of this country, they are the people in charge. When you are a public servant, and this is from the Chief Justice, from the President, from the Prime Minister, come down. You're a public servant. If a homeless man walk in the hospital, drop your shit and take care of that person, because he is the reason you have a job. He is the public. Your job is here to serve him. Do you get that? To the people who don't like the analogies and the terminologies, turn it off. Turn it off. But it is time for the bullshit to done. It's time for it to done. It's time for us to stop lying to each other and pretending. I'm not racist, you know, I have 3 black friends. I'm not racist, I see doubles every morning. You're freaking racist if you're voting for a racist party. What do you think it means? How we vote is not how we party. You think Rudder was complimenting us? When the media have an election panel and they bring out Ghani and Kujo and Ryan and Sat and Michaela Pandey, because she still can't get her work. When you bring all of them on the panel and they're talking about the party base, PEP have no base. You know what I mean? PEP is not a racial party. That is not an insult. It is a compliment. The PNM's base is a racial division of the country. The UNC's base is the answer to that. And if you're voting for either of those parties, you're voting racially. So don't pretend you're not a racist, because the difference, they say, when you're an alcoholic, if you drink a drink every 5 minutes or a drink every 5 months, the only difference is the length of time between drinks. If you're supporting racism, you are a racist. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. But the olive oil politics, I want Peter George Jr. to know I am not giving them any quarter. And as a name jump out, I will add it to the list of people. Mariano Brown. Mariano Brown. I hope you ain't putting yourself in that, because, brother, any little bit of name that you make for yourself, you lost it. You lost it right there. Conrad Enel, I'm telling you, don't put yourself in that. Enough for you. I hear they're trying to get Wendell Motley. Wendell Motley and Smart. They want to be able to tell you, look, this is the new Avengers. That is not the new Avengers, friend. That is the left behind. That is them gathering the castaways. The B team. A glorious B team gathering to make a pact. There's a lot of racists on this island, and we have to accept responsibility for what we've done. Forgive yourself, you know. But don't think that you could continue to pretend I'm voting against he, so I'm voting for she. Or I'm voting against she, so I'm voting for he. And that somehow that is different to what they're doing. The Bible says the upholder is worse than the thief. The person who enables the criminal enterprise might as well be committing the criminal enterprise. Racism has destroyed this country. Racist voting has divided this nation and allowed a corrupt contractocracy, a hidden oligarchy, meeting in Union Club and Clydesdale Club and the Mason and the Lodge and all this bullshit, all this hide and seek foolishness. Let me gang up. There are no difference between that gang and the gang meeting under the house in Beetham. Same enterprise they're on, you know. How to get rich. They're not there to say how to take care of goats. The Masons and the Lodge and them don't care about the goat herd. They're not there for that. They're there to get rich. How do we pool our resources and get rich? And that's what the gang underneath the house and beat them doing too. And let's be honest. Because if you cannot live as one open, free and fair society where everybody has the same advantages, the same hope and opportunity, if you're trying to exert undue influence so your children have a better advantage than other people's children, you're a son of a bitch. You are not a decent person, and any chance of you fooling yourself, that's all you're doing. When you go and sit in the front pew of the church is one of two things. You don't care what God thinks or you don't believe in God. And that seat in the front pew is a stunt. The front of the mosque, the front of the temple, wherever you're going to stunt, you're a bullshit artist, and I will call you out because we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, need to stop the foolishness. Every time one of our people fall and the rest of us don't lift them up, it makes a lie of everything we say we believe. From church to nation to personal philosophy. If we could sleep well every night while there are homeless people sleeping on cold concrete, rain falling and wet their ass, and we don't care. But we in church, and we in mosque, and we in temple, praying hard for God to see. We dead in and taking we billions with we. Praying hard for God to see. We 1% in we ask. We own more house than we can live in. So we rent in to make profit. We say we have to take care of each other. And we don't care that it's putting others at a disadvantage. And we go in the church, the mosque and the temple. And we praying hard for God to see. I want to tell you something. If they have a God in heaven, He has seen your actions. He's seen your heart. And He's seeing you. He's seeing you. The fact that the third wealthiest nation in the Western world could have this many homeless people, could have these many murders, could have so much of our people living below the accepted global poverty line. We don't believe any of the things that we say. All of our good books are for naught. All of our protestation is bullshit. We are lying by our actions to the words coming out of our mouths. And we have to face that. Because the measure of a man and the truest measure of power is what you do with it for people who could never repay you. Who could never do nothing to help you in return. That's the purpose of power. Not to get more power. Not to get more power. And when we look around and we see that this blessed nation boasts of having a massive population of sons and daughters trapped in jails, who cannot access bail, who can't access court through lawyers, who are stuck in a system that they've already served more time than if they were convicted, and not the director of public prosecutions, not the president, not the chief justice, none of them care. And I have been raising this for years. So the Progressive Empowerment Party needs to come into office and write into law civil matters 3 years, criminal matters 5 years, and at the death of 5 years, if the case still going on, toss the case and fire the judge. And that's how you run a country. That's how you run a country. Because you put judges there who could deal with the matters properly within the time frame. You don't need 25 years to try a case. You don't need that. But the 1% olive oil party, not going to deal with this. They don't want to deal with this at all. The banks have created a failed nation by organizing themselves in a bankers association. That by itself needs to be discouraged. Because if you allow competing banks to form themselves into an association, you end up with interlocking directorships and collusion on fees and ways they gang up on the public. We need the banks competing. A Progressive Empowerment Party government, the first thing we will do is invite foreign banks to compete. We will open the market. We will open it up. This is a market that banks earn in excess, collectively, of $5 billion a year. They have other people outside who want to come and treat you better for that $5 billion that they're making from you, from your hard work. And the Progressive Empowerment Party is going to make it law, and a central bank governor will actually have work to do. The central bank governor and the financial ombudsman will oversee the operation of the financial sector, and we will make sure that the banks cannot arbitrarily charge you fees and that they will pay interest on depositors' funds. We're not going to set no lending interest rates for you. You do your bit, partner, because the market will be competitive. But once you have to pay interest on depositors' funds, you will have no choice. You will have to work that money, and you will put that money out for lending in the market, and that credit will buoy the economy, create a middle class, help small business develop, and take this country back to where it was supposed to be. Prior to the 1% getting smart and realizing they could use obscene money to pervert the course of government in this country and change the way the nation is run. Our economy is not a real economy. It looks like one. It sounds like one. People with big degrees will come and fool you and tell you it is one, but I'm telling you, it is all bullshit. But we can fix it because it's small and it is manageable. And more importantly, there are people all over the world who want to work, who want the job, who will come here. So any who want to pimp, posture, and pose, I will fire your ass. And you could leave. Go away. There will be other people to do the job. If the entire, and I said this already, if the entire OWTU want to quit, quit. Quit the work. We'll bring foreigners to pump the oil. And you have to be able to say that, because this is a nation that must no longer be divided by posturing. This is no longer going to be a stunt artist paradise. Trinidad must operate where every creed and race could have the same deserved equal space. We have to stop this advantageous way we've become a nation of people who are just taking advantage of each other. We walk like that. We drive like that. We engage in business like that. Our businessmen gouge their customers. The markups in Trinidad is obscene. It is obscene what businessmen do to their customers. And this stinking, stunting dwen of a jackass called Mbert and his 7% tax. My first act in a government would be to repeal that shit. I mean, I have plenty first acts, yes, don't tell me that. I know recall is my first act, but legislatively, where the economy is concerned, repeal that bullshit 7%. If Trinidadian business cannot compete on the international market, they're not supposed to be in business. Stop this slave labor gouging bullshit. Let Walmart come here and sell to Trinis. Trinis has worked hard. Trinis has worked hard. And on that note, I want to say, in Diego Martin, I went into a Chinese supermarket where the people aren't local Chinese, they are foreign Chinese, the owners, the cashiers, the people in charge, and all the people who work in there are Venezuelans. So I want to ask a question. In this microcosm of Trinidad's economy, where are the Trinis? Only buying? What about how we get income out of this as a job? Because you cannot have businesses opening in Trinidad that do not hire Trinidadians. That is madness. This is our country. This is our economy. You cannot come, that is plunder. You cannot come and plunder our economy. Even if you want to invest in Trinidad and Tobago, you will hire Trinidadians and Tobagonians. And all Trinidadians, Shara, when you meet a Trinidadian outside, all Trinidadians work hard. Trinidadians don't work hard in Trinidad because in Trinidad, our money is shit and the bosses take advantage of workers and pay them crap. If you know that you're working in Subway for minimum wage, making sandwich, and by the time you pay the taxi to go home, you have no money left, you ain't gonna be happy. How would you like your sandwich, sir? But pay them properly, because the same banks that making billions paying their workers shit. People in the bank can't buy a house through the bank. You think the 1% party want to talk about that? You think Mariano Brown, Conrad Enel, Peter George Jr., Catherine Stallmeyer White really want to talk about the plight of the people in Morva, Beetham, Lavendale, Sealot, in Bacadere and Enterprise, Scorpion, Big Yard, Abipujad, Bagatelle, Waterhole, Cocorit? You think the River Estate? You think they want to talk about La Puerta and Rich Plain? No. No. Like Kid Rowley, they want to go and sit down and plush rattan under the salmon tree in Goodwood Parks Park and pose and posture. Kid Rowley, the first black Syrian. And I'm telling you that as of now, as of today, we are at a place where it doesn't make sense anymore for us to consider what's going on as governance. This is not governance. This is not a people being led. This is a people being taken advantage of. And we have to know that. And the only way to fix that is to confront and resolve it. And the way to do that is to stand together, one people under one flag. We've created a political party called the Progressive Empowerment Party. And the Progressive Empowerment Party's job is to give you a real alternative, something to vote for. That's why we created a party. Because we don't think that the PNM or the UNC will ever change their spots or their stripes. And the reality of the situation is we cannot continue with either of those parties or any version of anything that even look like them. Take the average Trinidadian and drop them in the United States of America working for KFC and pay them 13 US an hour. They work that out to be 100 TT an hour. They know if I work for 10 hours today, I work $1,000 and I have 30 days in this month and I can earn $30,000 and go back and stunt and try for $2,250 for the same hard work for the same month. Why do we have a currency? Trinidad and Tobago's currency doesn't make sense. Trinidad and Tobago's currency exerts a 13% tax on the market, on the economy, and I don't understand who gets that money. Because if you buy everything from the world in US and you sell everything in TT dollars at a 13% cost, and this difference between buying and selling in the US, who is making that money?
One day we turn our heads, restore your glory. When there is anguish for the prince, it's still Africa crying. We're routing fires in faraway places when our neighbors are just burning. They say the middle passage is gone, so how come overcrowded boats still haunt our lives? I
Trinidad and Tobago, I am sorry. Trinidad and Tobago, I am very, very sorry that we have allowed our blessed paradise on earth to come to this. Trinidad and Tobago, I am very, very sorry. And one day we will turn our heads and look back at what we had. I told somebody today, though, this election coming here is a critical election. This is the election that we will look back and we will say, remember when we saved it? Or remember when we lost it? This next election is critical to Trinidad and Tobago, to your rights as citizens, to your share as inheritors of the third wealthiest nation in the Western world. This next election coming here will determine if we right-size Camelot, if we save Eden, if we turn the Titanic around, or if we crash, burn, and fail. And they know what they're doing, you know. They damn well know what they're doing. They're looting the country. They're looting it and shipping it out. And what they're doing is they're deliberately mashing up Trinidad and Tobago for them to go in foreign and pretend them as young, wealthy millionaires with other people. It is time we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, woke up to all the bullshit around us. Stop focusing on small things. Focus on the real issue. Focus on why this country don't work. Let's get it fixed.
Your vote will decide our destiny. Your vote will decide what you want to be. Your vote can foretell our country's fate. But use it well before it's too late. If it is that who you're voting, fail beyond a doubt. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is they prove it to be only full amount. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the time is now that change come about, just as how you vote them in,
Vote them out.
register and vote them out. If they can see, vote them out. Stain your finger and vote them out. Show them no mercy, vote them out. Vote them out with total scorn and utter disdain. Let's put our country together again. Vote them out of power.
Terminate their reign.
Let's put our country together again.
Mr. Alexander, I am fed up now. I am trying to go home to Tobago. The boat never sailed Monday, nor could I get on standby in the airport. Today, no sail for the boat after people are there since 10 o'clock this morning. To be told 3:30 p.m. it has been cancelled. It is time to fix this jackass shit. I am totally fed up. They said sailing for 12 noon tomorrow. This I wait to see, shaking my head. She has been trying to get home since Monday. In that time, you could have gone to Russia and come back. And we can't run a boat to Tobago? What the hell is going on? How could you sit down comfortable in your house knowing that there are people who taking 3 days to get home? That is disgusting. That is absolutely, totally unacceptable. Unacceptable. I cannot believe. And the shit we focus on. I mean, 90% of the stuff that I get sent us have to delete. Don't add so and so because all their friends, or they will infect your Facebook. What kind of bullshit. We're so desperate for something to hold on to that they sell us nonsense all the freaking time. Today a guy, this morning I was in a meeting at noon today. And a guy called me, Jason Lyrics. He's on Facebook as Jason Lyrics. Jason, if you're watching, you could message me now your number and I'll call you, because So, oh my gosh. I'm just trying to find a number for somebody. I'd like to say to the Robertson family, Tony, Allison, Arlene, Alicia, please accept my condolences at the passing of your dad, Russell Robertson, who I know, who I met. He introduced himself as the Commodore, and his son Tony has been my best friend for my whole life, and so I've known him for a long time. And yeah, and watching my friends having to deal with it, it just brings into stark relief. Everybody feels the same way when they lose a member of their family. But to the Robertson family, and to all of the sons-in-laws and daughters-in-law, and all of the grandchildren. I don't think he has any great-grandchildren, although I'm not certain. But all of the grandchildren, please accept my condolences. He was a hell of a character, an interesting guy, somebody I liked talking with a lot. Brilliant mind, a brilliant mind. And there's a character on a TV show that I like, and if you ever hear the name Frank Gallagher in a show, he reminds me of him a little bit. Not as extreme. Frank is very extreme, but he was that guy that was he had more knowledge, and he knew what to do it. To the family, yeah. Anyway, Jason Lyrics today called me to tell me that they put him out of immigration. He went to get his passport. And he is trying to find out why it would take 3 months to get a passport. Now that is a rational question to ask, because you can get a passport in 24 hours anywhere else in the world. So why would it take 3 hours? And Mr. Lyrics told them that one day soon there will be a PEP government and all of you stunting artists will get fired. And they put him out. But don't be doing that. But that is a true statement. Because under a Progressive Empowerment Party government, your driver's permit renewal will happen online. Your ID card renewal will happen online. Your passport renewal will happen online. You will show up with identification to prove that it is you, and you'll collect your documents and you'll go. It shouldn't be this difficult. Trinidadians shouldn't have to go and line up on Frederick Street outside immigration office or down in Sangre Grande or wherever else have an immigration office and line up to try and get a passport and to hear you all tell them, come back in 3 months. That is too long. That is insane. It mustn't be so difficult to do business with this country. It mustn't be so hard to be a Trinidadian in Trinidad. And next thing that have to be addressed, Trinidadians who live in abroad should have the right to vote in high commissions and embassies, like the Americans do here, like the Venezuelans do here. Why can't we do that now? Why? Because everything to do with our politics is theft. Everything. We've created a national housing authority which was so corrupt they had to shut it down, nail it shut, and cover the coffin with concrete, like a vampire buried there. That was the National Housing Authority. Replace it with the HDC. And the HDC work is to enrich friends and finances of government while placing voters in voter padding houses. Now, how could state funds be used for that? You don't see that all of that is misbehavior in public office, and every single decision maker of the HDC should make a jail? And don't tell me that you're just following orders. Because if I give you an order to go and kill somebody, you wouldn't do it, because you know you will make a jail. It is time that the people who are misbehaving in public office are voted out. I interrupted my song. When I wrote this morning, I did not know that Keith Rowley's Stumpton government broke the record for the most murderous month in our nation's history. I didn't know that when I wrote this morning. But this morning, this was my Facebook post. A real crime plan. Secure the borders at sea and stuff containers on land. Remove the guns in circulation through zero tolerance. Establish gun squads and incentives for law enforcement that destroys illegal guns. Invite foreign law enforcement to clean up Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. Create anti-corruption task force. Commission of inquiry into the drug and money laundering trades and their impact on the economy. Anti-corruption and racketeering laws that focuses on the proceeds of white-collar crime. Proper case management systems for criminal and civil cases with time limits. 3 years for civil matters, 5 for criminal. Remove judges who cannot manage cases within set time frame. Shut down special purpose state companies. Establish robust and transparent tender system. Decentralize public works to constituency level to ensure works done in constituency are done by companies and workers from the constituency. Embark on job creation master policy that leaves no citizen behind. Encourage small business development. Encourage foreign direct investment in industries outside of the energy sector. Regulate banking to pay interest on depositors' funds to force credit back into the system. Open banking sector to international competition. Make housing for all a reality through zero deposit, zero interest for 30 years for first-time homeowners that would allow even minimum wage earners to own a home. This is a crime plan. Nowhere inside of there you hear lock up and lock down. This is our crime plan. Our crime plan undoes all of the wrong in society that have people living in such mind-numbing squalor and poverty. These are just a snapshot of the policies of the Progressive Empowerment Party that would undo and redo and redirect and repurpose our failing nation. Food independence as a national goal. Invest in marine, yachting and shipping support industries. Marine University to teach skills, trades, and marine engineering and mechanics. It is our position that Trinidad and Tobago is broken by design. All of the above would have massive impacts in and of themselves. Together as a suite of policies would right-size this country and its economy in quick time. The PEP is serious about change. Think yourself a better country. Vote yourself a better nation. Just as how we have vote them in,
vote them out. Register and vote them out. If they can see, vote them out. Stain your finger and vote them out. Show them no mercy, vote them out. Vote them out with total scorn
and utter disdain.
Let's put our country together again. Vote them out of power.
Terminate the reign. The Progressive Empowerment Party has a video, half hour, 5 hours of the first anniversary rally condensed into half an hour. It's costing us $9,000 plus VAT per broadcast. We want to broadcast it 4 times on 3 stations. So it'll be 4 times over the course of 1 week on 3 stations. And that's costing us $36,000. This is me appealing to you, those of you who can help, that can help us get the message out. 36 of you could give us $1,000 each. That's $36,000. 360 of you could give us $100 each. I guess 3,600 of you could give us $10 each. But we need the help. We do not have deep pocket financiers, nor do we want deep pocket financiers. We believe that we could enter into an arrangement with you where we will do this work and you will help us. Because if we get the message out, to the far corners of Trinidad and Tobago, we believe, like you, that people will pile on. Trinidadians want a better country. They want to believe, they want to see. The main purpose of the rally, and I want to tell you now, so I'll tip it, because every time they say something about me, I don't answer them in words, I answer them by actions. The party made a year old. The party made a year, and they say it's a one-man party. What they're going to see is that it is not. They can't give you that bullshit to hold. And every time they try to stand against the party and we show them it's a lie, they come down one step lower. I think at some point they're going to end up looking like cockroaches and people will mash them. Because they're just talking foolishness, trying to distract you from the reality of the fact that for the first time in the history of this country, there is a real political option that if voted into office will fix Trinidad and Tobago. We had a national security meeting today. National security advisors. Dilworth Braffett is here, Richard Blaze, myself, and a couple others. And we had a meeting, and we agreed that the policy must be don't stop until people could sleep with their door open at night. The right to peaceful enjoyment of property must be our driving force. And if I leave my wallet on a public table, like that guy did in Singapore, I must be able to come back and find it right where I leave it. And we want that to be our situation. We want Trinidad to get back to a place, Trinidad and Tobago, where nobody will feel safe committing crime. We want to get it back to a place where crime is no longer an option. And we're not doing that terrorizing the hotspots. We're not doing that going in and kicking down doors. We are going to, like a rising tide, raise all boats. Now, when we clean up the TTPS, understand this. I talk a lot of honey, but it is backed by a lot of vinegar. And if after all that we do, you still choose crime, partner, what happened after that is your responsibility. Our first plan is to make sure that people do not have to choose crime. We will give you options. We will make sure that you can build a life for you and your family so that you do not have to choose criminal activities to feed your family.
If for 30 years you voting them in, and there's only chance as soon as they win, they give you big words.
Somebody just WhatsApp me to ask if it's a crime plan or if we're making vinaigrette, honey and vinegar. Okay, so let's get back to this. We need your help. We are broadcasting that video. If I had a sell thing, we broadcasting that video. If we had a sell stuff, we raising that $36,000. We need that $36,000 by next week. On my Facebook page, you can find Felicia Holder, she's the chairman of the party. Shari Wilson, she's the head of finance. Janice Lemon Creaky, she's the public relations officer. Those people are in charge of this. My job is just to beg. Don't try to send it to me, send it to them, reach out to them. Foreign-based Trinis, please help us with this. That half-hour video is going to level us up. It is part of the master plan. We will be in San Fernando in 3 months for a part 2 to that rally, and then Tobago, I understand. So we're working on that. We need your assistance. We need your help. If you want a party that you can be sure of, it is of the people, for the people, and by the people, the Progressive Empowerment Party is that party. You need to get involved. You need to join. You need to support. You need to spread the message. You need to help us financially. When we throw in parties or selling barbecue, you need to invest in tickets, because that's how we're going to do it. And that's really how we're going to do it. And there are good people in this country, good wealthy people in this country. And a lot of them helped us with the last rally. And I'm going to name them at some point for you to understand. But a lot of people in this country are afraid of political victimization, which is sad, because that is going against the very constitution that guarantees you the right, the freedom of political association. We are asking you, we are trying to raise $36,000. If 36 of you could reach out to Felicia, I know I have friends who a $36,000 check is not anything to write. That is money they find between the cushions and the couch when they're cleaning. I have friends that rich like that. If you're feeling it, if you think that what we're doing, listen now, it's 40 Saturday meetings, 13 public meetings, 2 protests. Look at the amount of live videos. Calculate that in man hours, what we've done in 1 year, and you will see our commitment and our contribution. That party runs in an office. People come on Saturday free, they are not cover charge, and they have food and they have drinks. It's us, the members, doing that. Please, by now, we've crossed the hurdle. We've demonstrated, we've shown. You see our heart. You know what we're about. You know what we're here for. If you want a better country, it can't be enough to just say, Phil, you're the hope. Phil, we love what you're doing. Phillip, that party, we want that. If you have anything to say to me right now, say it by your support. Get involved somehow, because that is the only way forward. I'm not saying I don't want advice. I want all the guidance. I want the criticism. I even take that as seriously contemplated. In chance say I have a unibrow. You all think this is a unibrow? I have 2 sexy eyebrows. Somebody tell me, Phillip, don't take him on your eyebrows on fleek. And I don't know what fleek means. But if that is a good thing, then my eyebrows are on fleek. But if you all think, somebody said they have something now, you can plait your eyebrows. And I am a good candidate for going to have my eyebrows plaited. So if that is possible, we will have a poll to see if I should. And I'm just laughing at all of this foolishness. Because, I mean, look at the kind of nonsense. We talking rescue the nation. And they have stunting jackasses discussing my eyebrows. And you can see it's mad, this place, mad. This is not a fete in here. It is madness. We need the money. I'm sorry to be begging so hard. Shari Wilson is the head of finance. Felicia Holder is the chairman of the party. Janice Lemon Creek is the PRO. Anthony Defoe is the deputy PRO. Sean Sunarayan is the deputy chairman. He is there as Trini Mamu. You could reach out to Dilwood Braffett, deputy political leader, national security advisor. You could reach out to Sarah Nabi, deputy political leader, social development advisor. We have a big built-out, developed party. We are publishing our manifesto this year. Reboot the Republic. The Progressive Empowerment Party is not only here to stay, we are here to disrupt and disturb the order, the vampire system that has destroyed this country. We are going to undo and redo and make this country the paradise on earth it was meant to be. But we cannot do it without you. We can't do it without your support. We can't do it without your help. We can't do it without your vote. You have to help us financially. This is our party. This is your party. Come and stake your claim and help us fix Trinidad and Tobago. 347-4PEP, that's the number. If you need to call for anything else, you could message anybody. If you can't remember any of the names I said, message me and I'll put you onto them. peptrinbago@gmail.com. Ali G is in charge of the international peppers. She as I say her name, she posts on the wall. Ali G, she is the person in charge of all the international chapters. New York, Canada, Florida, United Kingdom, Australia. We're building out. If you are overseas and you want to help, reach out to Ali G. She will tell you how to do it. Maya J. Khan, she's on the walls. You could look out for all the members. You see them. You see them. Reach out to them. Get involved. Help us. Help us, help us, help us. We need your help. Together we are going to do this. This is your political party. Yes? The Progressive Empowerment Party, for the people, of the people, by the people. We are going to fix this. peptrinbago@gmail.com. PEP app, 2 words, PEP, P-E-P, A-P-P, at all of the app stores, free to download. We have a YouTube channel. Maya will probably publish that because I can't remember the YouTube channel right now. PepTT.com, Rohan San is in charge of that. We're building out that, and this is going to have a lot of information on that. To all of you who are constantly with us, who are not yet tired of hearing these same things, because we talk a lot of the same things, but our policies, I heard today, I was driving down the road today, and I heard a Republic Bank ad, and the ad said 0 deposit for mortgages, and I smiled, a big smile, because we're changing the conversation. All of a sudden, the banks know that it is possible to give 0 deposit for mortgages. Come on. We could do this. We could fix this country. Help us level up. Bring this party to the size it's supposed to be. That video broadcast 4 times. Nobody will say there ain't no as a PEP after that. We're going forward from there. Thank all of you who are here with me tonight. See you tomorrow most likely. Until then, oh, we're not having a public meeting this Saturday because the entire front line and all the team leaders are going through a massive training session. So we apologize in advance. We're not having a public meeting, but it's carnival time, so take a break. Yeah? So until we see you tomorrow, stay safe. Trinidad and Tobago.